Throughout this series, we've covered the key opening principles that every chess player should know. We've learned how to use our pawns to control the center, how to develop our knights and bishops correctly, how to castle our king to safety, and how to activate our queen at the right time. So far, we've talked about almost every piece and how each one plays an important role during the opening. But there's one piece we've only mentioned briefly, the rooks when talking about castling. We'll look at what it means to connect your rooks and why it's an important sign that you've completed your development. Now, let's take a look at this position. Both black and white have their rooks connected, but how did we reach this position? Let's find out. White starts with e4, controlling the center and opening lines for the light-squared bishop and queen. Black responds with e5, doing the same. White continues by developing the kingside knight to f3, attacking black's e5 pawn. Black responds by developing the queenside knight to c6, defending the attacked e5 pawn. White develops their light-squared bishop to b5, attacking black's knight on c6, therefore putting more pressure on the e5 pawn and also preparing to castle kingside. Black responds with d6, defending the e5 pawn and opening a line for the light-squared bishop. However, the drawback is that the knight on c6 is now pinned to the king by white's bishop. White takes advantage of the pinned knight by striking in the center with d4, adding another attacker to the e5 pawn. For anyone who may have forgotten, a permanent pin occurs when a piece cannot move because doing so would expose the king to a check. In this case, the knight on c6 cannot move because it would expose the king. And that is why the e5 pawn is only defended once by the d6 pawn, since the knight is in a permanent pin. Black understands the situation and chooses to relieve the central tension by capturing the d4 pawn. White captures back with the knight, double attacking the pinned black knight on c6. Black develops the light-squared bishop to defend the knight and break the pin, allowing the knight on c6 to move freely. White continues with their development by bringing the queenside knight to c3, adding another defender to the central e4 pawn. Black captures white's knight on d4, revealing an attack on white's light-squared bishop. This is what we call a discovered attack, but we won't get into too much detail about it here. White responds by trading off the light-squared bishops with a check. This is known as an intermezzo move, but we'll get into more detail about that when we talk about the middle game. Black's queen captures the checking piece. Remember, one of the ways to get out of check is to capture the checking piece, which is often the most effective option. White then captures the black knight on d4, activating the queen. Black would love to castle queenside, but the white queen could capture the a7 pawn since it would be left hanging. Let's play it out so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, as you can see, not only did white just win a free pawn, but they're also threatening checkmate on the next move by playing their queen to a8. Now let's go back to the initial position. Black develops their knight, hoping to castle kingside in the long run. White, however, decides not to castle kingside and instead develops the dark-squared bishop, finishing their development while keeping the option of castling on either side. Black also finishes development by developing their dark-squared bishop to e7, preparing to castle kingside. And we now reach the position I initially showed you at the start of the video. If you've noticed, we had to complete all the other opening principles before we could finally connect the rooks. And with that, we've reached the end of our opening principles series.